let's talk about your finger poke and then your face rake. And we're going to use these in conjunction because they work really well together. Now, again, where the finger poke, we're attacking either the eyes or the throat. And again, either hand. So the eyes or the throat. The two tips I'm going to give you is if I'm going to the eyes, I throw my finger poke with my fingers spread out, right? Because I want to catch both of his eyes and then go right in. Now, I will tell you, I wear contact lenses. So if something gets in my contact lens, I cannot do anything else. If you're driving, you're going to pull over to the side. If you're doing a task, you need to stop and then fix your contact lens. Now, imagine if I take my fingers and I go right into their eye. So this is going to allow you to get away quickly or follow up with other additional strikes or defenses. So if I'm going to the eyes, my finger poke and my fingers are spread out. If I'm going to the throat, I'm making sure my fingers are together like a spear, and then I'm coming straight into the throat. So a little bit different with that. So the other thing we're going to talk about is my face rake. Now my face rake is effective because I'm just making a claw and then coming straight down their face. Now when we teach this course, or a similar course for women in college, we say this is really important because you're going to leave identifiable marks on their face. So if someone attacks you, or you don't know who they are, you can't see them, but you just applied the face rake, they're going to have 4 lines of fingernails coming straight down. So if you ever had to identify somebody, or if you ever had to tell the police officers that I face raked them straight down, I know that I left some marks on their face, it'd be easier for them to identify the suspect. Okay, again, it also goes into if there's some DNA under your fingernails, maybe they can use that as well. So a couple cool things about that face rake. Now let's just talk about how to use that on the pad. The first thing is I want to make sure I'm safe with this. I don't want to jam up my fingers, okay? Because the pad's going to be a little bit harder than his eyeballs, even if he works them out. So from here, what I'm going to do is take my fingers and just come in straight. So I'm just, again, it's the same rotation from here. Coming in straight, coming in straight. If I want to practice my spear, they're all together, and then I'm coming in. Now, as you do it more and you get the repetition, and that's how you get good at everything, then you build up some resistance. So it won't hurt as much as, say, the first time you do it. So if I'm doing the finger poke to the eyes, spread apart fingers. If I'm doing it to the throat, I'm keeping them together, okay? When I'm doing my face rake, there's really no good way to do it to the pad because you're going to start ripping the pad. So what I would end up doing is having the pad as a visual target and then just coming right in front of it, just like a lion, just coming straight down. Okay? Now, let's talk about how I would use these on my adversary. Well, I would come in with my finger poke. Now, look how I'm using this. I'm giving you a tip. I'm going to use my lead, my left. Fingers to the eyes, and then face rake straight down. So I got a 1, 2. What I really like about this face rake is, say I'm moving backwards and he's pushing me, I can still use my finger poke to the eyes. The other strikes will be a little bit harder because I need to plant myself and come off. If I'm moving backwards, which is never a good idea in self-defense unless you're quickly evading, is I can throw it up here and then reposition and come straight back in. So I never want to move backwards unless maybe he's trying to strike me and I'm stepping out of the way. If he's pushing me backwards like this, I need to stop the momentum, most likely by striking him. Okay, so the finger poke is really good if you're moving backwards to throw it quickly and then come down. Again, we talked about in the other segment about this is your own experiment, right? You have the different ingredients. So if I want to throw a finger poke with my left and a hammer fist with my right, I can do that. Again, with this course, take what you like and make it your own.